In today's fast-paced and ever-changing world, stress and anxiety have become constant companions for many of us. We hold on to worries about the future, regrets from the past, and the overwhelming need to control everything around us. This relentless grasping not only drains our energy, but also prevents us from living fully in the present moment. But what if the key to peace wasn't about holding on tighter, but about letting go? Buddhist wisdom offers timeless lessons on how to release the mental and emotional burdens that weigh us down. These teachings guide us to approach life with grace, balance, and a sense of inner freedom, no matter what challenges come our way. In this video, we'll explore 5 powerful Buddhist lessons to help you let go, reduce stress, and embrace peace in your life. From mastering the art of non-attachment to focusing on what you can control, these principles provide practical and transformative tools for navigating modern life. As you listen, reflect on your own journey and consider this. What are you holding on to that no longer serves you? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your insights might inspire someone else to start their own journey of letting go. Now, let's dive into these profound lessons and discover the freedom that comes with releasing what no longer serves your well-being. Lesson 1. Accept impermanence. Everything in life is in constant motion. Seasons change, relationships evolve, and even the most solid-seeming structures eventually shift or fade. Yet, we often resist this truth, clinging tightly to people, possessions, and circumstances, hoping to make them last forever. This resistance is a major source of stress and anxiety. Accepting impermanence, the Buddhist teaching that nothing is permanent, helps us release this need to control and cling, replacing fear with peace. At first, the idea of impermanence can feel unsettling. We might think, if nothing lasts, what's the point of trying? But impermanence isn't meant to discourage us. Instead, it's a reminder to cherish the present moment and let go of the illusion of permanence. When we accept that change is inevitable, we stop wasting energy fighting the natural flow of life. Imagine a flowing river. You can't stop the water from moving, nor can you hold on to it. The more you try, the more exhausted you become. But if you allow the river to flow, accepting its nature, you can navigate it with ease. This is the essence of embracing impermanence, learning to flow with life rather than against it. One of the key ways to practice this is to observe your attachments. Ask yourself, what am I clinging to? It could be a relationship you're afraid to lose, a job title you've tied your identity to, or even a version of yourself you no longer are. Once you identify these attachments, reflect on how they add stress to your life. For example, think about a time you resisted change. Perhaps a friendship drifted apart, and instead of letting it evolve naturally, you tried to hold on to what it once was. This clinging likely caused frustration, sadness, or even conflict. But if you had embraced impermanence, you might have found peace in appreciating the role that friendship played in your life at the time, even as it changed. Another practice to help you accept impermanence is mindfulness. When you stay present, you fully experience the moment without being weighed down by fears of the future or regrets from the past. Take a few minutes each day to observe your surroundings, a sunrise, a blooming flower, or even the laughter of a loved one. Acknowledge that these moments are fleeting and let that realization deepen your appreciation for them. Buddhist teachings also remind us that impermanence brings freedom. Imagine holding on to a burning rope. The tighter you grip, the more pain you feel. Letting go doesn't mean you lose something. It means you release unnecessary suffering. Similarly, when you stop clinging to what you cannot control, you free yourself from the anxiety that comes with trying to keep everything the same. A story often shared in Buddhist teachings illustrates this perfectly. A monk was asked why he remained calm even when his belongings were stolen. He replied, "I owned nothing to begin with. Everything I had was only borrowed." This perspective can transform how we view our possessions, relationships, and experiences, not as things we own, but as gifts we are privileged to enjoy for a time. In modern life, accepting impermanence can also help us navigate challenges more gracefully. When faced with difficulties, remind yourself, "This too shall pass." This simple phrase holds profound wisdom, allowing you to see that no matter how overwhelming a situation feels, it is temporary. The same is true for joy and success. By embracing their fleeting nature, you savor them more fully without the fear of losing them. Gratitude is another powerful way to practice accepting impermanence. When you appreciate what you have right now, you're less likely to cling to it out of fear. Start a gratitude journal, noting daily the things you're thankful for. This habit shifts your focus from what you might lose to what you currently have, fostering a sense of abundance and peace. Accepting impermanence doesn't mean giving up or becoming passive. It means engaging fully with life, knowing that everything is part of a greater cycle of change. When you embrace this truth, you stop fearing the inevitable and start living with greater freedom, resilience, and joy. Let this lesson guide you. Life is impermanent, and that's what makes it precious. When you accept that nothing lasts forever, you let go of the need to control the uncontrollable, allowing peace to take root in your heart. Instead of clinging, you can approach each moment with gratitude and openness, knowing that it is a unique and fleeting gift. Lesson 2. Detach from outcomes. In a world driven by achievements and results, we're conditioned to measure our worth by what we accomplish. Success is often defined by outcomes, a promotion, recognition, or reaching a specific goal. While ambition can be a powerful motivator, it also comes with a cost, the stress and disappointment that arise when things don't go as planned. Detaching from outcomes frees us from this cycle, allowing us to focus on what truly matters, the effort we put in, and the growth we experience along the way. At its core, detachment from outcomes doesn't mean giving up on goals or becoming indifferent. Instead, it's about shifting your focus from the results you can't control to the actions you can. When you attach your happiness or self-worth to a specific outcome, you give that result power over your emotions. If it doesn't happen the way you hoped, you feel frustrated or defeated. By letting go of the need to control outcomes, you create space for clarity, resilience, and peace. Consider the example of a gardener. They can plant seeds, water the soil, and provide sunlight, but they can't force the plants to grow. The outcome, whether the garden flourishes or struggles, depends on factors beyond their control. Yet, the gardener's role remains essential. They find joy in the act of nurturing, knowing that their effort is meaningful regardless of the harvest. This is the mindset of detaching from outcomes, pouring your energy into what you can do and trusting the process without clinging to the end result. A practical way to cultivate this mindset is to reflect on your motivations. Ask yourself, why am I pursuing this goal? If your answer is tied to external validation, like impressing others or gaining approval, you're more likely to experience stress and disappointment. But if your motivation comes from a place of personal growth or genuine passion, The journey itself becomes rewarding, no matter the result. Mindfulness can also help you detach from outcomes. When you practice mindfulness, you stay present in the process rather than fixating on the future. For example, if you're working on a challenging project, focus on the steps you're taking right now instead of obsessing over whether it will succeed. This approach not only reduces anxiety, but also enhances your performance, as your energy is directed toward the task at hand. Letting go of attachment to outcomes also teaches resilience. Life is unpredictable, and even our best efforts can lead to unexpected results. By focusing on effort over results, you learn to adapt and grow from setbacks, rather than letting them define you. Failure in this perspective is not the end, but a step in the process of learning and evolving. A story from Buddhist teachings beautifully illustrates this lesson. A farmer loses his horse, and his neighbors lament his misfortune. The farmer simply replies, "Maybe." The next day, the horse returns with a group of wild horses, and the neighbors celebrate his luck. Again, the farmer replies, "Maybe." The following day, his son breaks his leg while trying to tame one of the horses. The neighbors express their sympathy, but the farmer says, "Maybe." Days later, the army comes to recruit young men for war, but leaves the son behind because of his injury. The farmer's equanimity throughout these events shows the power of detaching from immediate outcomes and trusting the flow of life. In modern life, this approach can be transformative. Imagine applying for a job or starting a creative project. Instead of fixating on whether you'll land the position or achieve recognition, focus on the effort you're putting in. Ask yourself, am I doing my best? Am I staying true to my values? When you align your actions with your purpose, the process itself becomes fulfilling. Gratitude is another tool for detaching from outcomes. When you focus on what you've gained from the journey, lessons learned, skills developed, or connections made, you cultivate a sense of abundance. This gratitude shifts your perspective from what didn't happen to what did, helping you find joy even in unexpected results. Detachment from outcomes doesn't mean abandoning your goals or lowering your standards. It means pursuing them with intention and purpose while releasing the need to control every aspect of the result. This mindset not only reduces stress, but also allows you to act with greater clarity and confidence. Let this lesson guide you. Focus on your effort, not the outcome. When you pour your energy into what you can control, your actions, your attitude, and your intentions, you free yourself from the weight of unmet expectations. The result? A deeper sense of peace and purpose, no matter where the journey takes you. Lesson 3. Master the art of non-attachment. In our relationships, possessions, and life circumstances, emotional attachments often run deep. We cling to the people we love, the things we own, and the situations we feel define us. While these attachments can bring temporary comfort, they can also become a source of suffering when change, loss, or impermanence inevitably enters the picture. Non-attachment, a cornerstone of Buddhist philosophy, invites us to let go, not to stop caring, but to create space for freedom, resilience, and peace. The art of non-attachment is often misunderstood as coldness or indifference, but nothing could be further from the truth. Non-attachment is not about distancing yourself from others or giving up on life. It's about engaging fully with the present moment while releasing the need to control, possess, or cling. This practice allows you to love and live with an open heart, unburdened by fear or expectations. Imagine holding sand in your hand. If you squeeze it tightly, it slips through your fingers. But if you hold it gently, it remains in your palm. Non-attachment works in the same way. The tighter you cling to people, possessions, or outcomes, the more likely you are to experience stress and disappointment. By loosening your grip, you allow life to flow naturally, cultivating a sense of peace and balance. A key aspect of non-attachment is recognizing that everything is impermanent. Relationships evolve, material possessions break or fade, and situations change. When we resist this natural flow, we set ourselves up for frustration. But when we embrace impermanence, we let go of the need to hold on tightly, allowing ourselves to experience the beauty of each moment without fear of losing it. Practicing non-attachment begins with self-awareness. Ask yourself, what am I afraid of losing? What am I holding on to so tightly that it's causing me stress or anxiety? These questions can help you uncover the attachments that are weighing you down. For example, think about a relationship where you've placed high expectations on the other person to meet your emotional needs. When they don't act as you hope, you may feel hurt, frustrated, or even resentful. This suffering often stems from attachment, not the love itself, but the need for the relationship to fulfill your expectations. By practicing non-attachment, you can shift your focus from what you expect to receive to what you freely give. This approach not only reduces tension, but also strengthens the bond, as it's rooted in mutual respect and acceptance rather than control. Mindfulness is a powerful tool for cultivating non-attachment. When you practice mindfulness, you learn to observe your thoughts and emotions without judgment. This awareness helps you notice when attachment arises and gently guides you toward letting go. For example, if you find yourself worrying about losing a job or material possession, pause and ask yourself, am I defined by this? Does my happiness truly depend on it? These reflections can help you detach from the fear of loss and focus on what truly matters. Another aspect of non-attachment is simplifying your life. Clutter, both physical and mental, can weigh heavily on your sense of peace. Consider letting go of possessions that no longer serve you or habits that drain your energy. By simplifying, you create space for what truly nourishes your soul. Gratitude also plays a significant role in non-attachment. When you appreciate what you have without clinging to it, you cultivate a sense of abundance and joy. Try starting a daily gratitude practice where you reflect on the people, experiences, or things that enrich your life. Gratitude shifts your focus from fear of loss to appreciation for the present, reinforcing your ability to let go. Buddhist teachings often share a simple yet profound perspective. You can enjoy the flower without needing to own the garden. This wisdom reminds us that non-attachment allows us to experience life fully without being weighed down by the need to control or possess. A famous Buddhist story illustrates this beautifully. A monk carrying a teacup was asked if he worried about breaking it. He replied, "The cup is already broken." This mindset doesn't mean the monk doesn't care for the cup. It means he accepts its impermanence. Whether it breaks today or years from now, he is free from the anxiety of holding onto it. Practicing non-attachment in modern life can be incredibly freeing. When faced with challenges or uncertainties, remind yourself, I am not my possessions. I am not my circumstances. I am more than my attachments. This perspective empowers you to face life's changes with grace and resilience. Let this lesson guide you. Non-attachment isn't about giving up. It's about letting go. By releasing emotional attachments to people, possessions, and situations, you create space for freedom and inner peace. You can still love deeply, work passionately, and live fully, just without the fear of losing what you hold dear. In that space of letting go, you'll discover a strength and serenity that no attachment could ever provide. Lesson 4. Cultivate present moment awareness. In the hustle and bustle of modern life, our minds often drift into the past or race toward the future. We replay old regrets, overanalyze past interactions, or worry about things that haven't even happened yet. This habit of mental time travel robs us of the peace available in the only moment we truly have, the present. Cultivating present moment awareness is a transformative practice that allows you to reduce stress, release worry, and foster a deep sense of calm and clarity. Imagine standing in a river. The past flows behind you and the future rushes toward you, but you're standing in the present, where the water is most refreshing. Yet, many of us either try to swim upstream against the current of past mistakes or are swept away by the torrent of future anxieties. Learning to anchor yourself in the present moment lets you experience life as it is, not as your mind projects it to be. Buddhist teachings often emphasize mindfulness as the key to present moment awareness. Mindfulness is the practice of observing your thoughts, feelings, and surroundings without judgment. It's about being fully present, whether you're sipping a cup of tea, having a conversation, or simply breathing. When you practice mindfulness, you bring your attention back to the now, grounding yourself in the richness of the moment. Start with something simple, your breath. Your breath is always with you, serving as an anchor to the present. The next time you feel overwhelmed, pause and take a deep breath. Inhale deeply through your nose, feeling your chest rise. Exhale slowly through your mouth, letting tension melt away. Repeat this for a few moments, focusing solely on the sensation of breathing. You'll find that this simple act of mindfulness can instantly calm your mind and body. Another way to cultivate present moment awareness is to engage fully in what you're doing. Whether you're washing dishes, walking in nature, or having a meal, immerse yourself in the experience. Notice the sensations, sights, sounds, and even smells around you. For example, if you're eating, savor each bite, the texture, the flavors, the act of nourishing your body. This practice not only enhances your enjoyment, but also quiets the mind's restless chatter. Mindfulness helps you break free from the mental loops that create stress. When you're grounded in the present, you're less likely to ruminate on past regrets or obsess over future uncertainties. Instead, you respond to life with clarity and calmness. Consider this perspective. The present moment is the only place where life truly happens. The past is gone and the future is unknown, but the here and now is where you have power. Power to act, to connect, to experience peace. Recognizing this truth shifts your mindset, freeing you from the traps of overthinking. A well-known Buddhist story illustrates the value of present moment awareness. A man is chased by a tiger and ends up clinging to a vine over a cliff. Below, another tiger waits, and as he hangs there, he notices a single strawberry growing nearby. Instead of fixating on his dire situation, he reaches out, plucks the strawberry, and enjoys its sweetness. This story reminds us that even in difficult times, the present holds something precious, if we have the presence of mind to see it. Incorporating mindfulness into daily life doesn't require monumental changes. Small, consistent practices can have a profound impact. Here are a few ideas to get started. Morning ritual. Begin your day with 5 minutes of mindful breathing or reflection. Set an intention to stay present as much as possible throughout the day. Mindful pauses. Throughout the day, take short breaks to tune into your surroundings. Notice the colors, sounds, and sensations around you. Technology boundaries. Limit distractions by setting boundaries with devices. When you're working or spending time with loved ones, put your phone aside and focus fully on the task or conversation. Gratitude practice. End your day by reflecting on 3 moments you were fully present. These moments of gratitude help reinforce your awareness and appreciation for the now. It's important to remember that mindfulness is a practice, not a destination. Your mind will wander. That's natural. The key is to notice when it happens and gently guide your attention back to the present. With time, you'll find it easier to stay grounded and less reactive to stresses. Cultivating present moment awareness also helps you build resilience. When you're anchored in the now, challenges feel less overwhelming because you're not magnifying them with fears of what might happen or judgments about what already has. You approach problems with a clear, focused mind, making solutions easier to find. Let this lesson guide you. Life unfolds in the present. When you cultivate mindfulness, you gain access to the peace, beauty, and strength that exists in this very moment. By grounding yourself in the here and now, you not only release stress, but also open the door to a deeper connection with yourself and the world around you. In this state of awareness, you discover that the present isn't just a fleeting moment. It's the space where your truest, most peaceful self resides. Lesson 5. Practice compassion for yourself and others. Compassion is one of the most transformative practices you can adopt, both for yourself and the people around you. In a world that often values achievement over empathy, practicing forgiveness and kindness is a radical act that can dissolve resentment, heal emotional wounds, and lead to lasting inner peace. By embracing compassion, you break free from the chains of self-criticism and judgment, creating space for healing and connection. At its core, compassion begins with yourself. Many of us are our own harshest critics, replaying past mistakes, holding on to guilt, or striving for an impossible standard of perfection. This internal dialogue often creates unnecessary suffering, building walls of shame and self-doubt. But Buddhist teachings remind us that kindness toward oneself is the foundation of peace. As the Buddha said, "You, yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection." Practicing self-compassion means treating yourself with the same understanding and care you would offer to a close friend. When you make a mistake, instead of berating yourself, pause and acknowledge your humanity. Remind yourself that imperfection is part of being human and that every misstep is an opportunity to grow. This shift in mindset reduces the grip of self-criticism and opens the door to self-acceptance. One way to cultivate self-compassion is through mindfulness. When negative self-talk arises, observe it without judgment and counter it with a kind, affirming statement. For example, if you catch yourself thinking, "I'm not good enough," replace it with, "I'm doing my best, and that's enough." Over time, this practice helps rewire your inner narrative, fostering a sense of worthiness and peace. Equally important is extending compassion to others. Holding on to anger, resentment, or judgment toward others weighs heavily on your emotional well-being. Forgiveness is a powerful act of compassion that liberates you from this burden. It doesn't mean condoning harmful behavior or forgetting what happened. It means releasing the emotional grip that the situation holds over you. A well-known Buddhist story illustrates the power of forgiveness. Two monks were traveling together when they encountered a woman who needed help crossing a river. One monk carried her across and then continued on his way. Hours later, the other monk, still fuming, said, "Why did you carry that woman? We're not supposed to do that." The first monk replied, "I put her down hours ago. Why are you still carrying her?" This story reminds us that clinging to anger or judgment only prolongs our suffering. Letting go through forgiveness is an act of self-compassion that frees us from emotional weight. Compassion for others also involves empathy, the ability to see the world through someone else's perspective. When someone behaves hurtfully, consider what pain or insecurity might be driving their actions. By understanding their struggles, you soften your own reaction and create room for understanding. This doesn't mean excusing harmful behavior, but it allows you to respond with clarity and kindness instead of escalating conflict. Gratitude and loving-kindness meditation are powerful tools for nurturing compassion. In loving-kindness meditation, you begin by sending goodwill to yourself, silently repeating phrases like, "May I be happy," "May I be healthy," "May I be at peace." Then, you expand these wishes to include loved ones, acquaintances, and even people you find difficult. This practice gradually dissolves feelings of resentment and fosters a sense of interconnectedness with others. Practicing compassion also means setting healthy boundaries. It's not about letting others take advantage of you or tolerating harmful behavior. True compassion balances kindness with self-respect. For instance, if someone consistently disrespects you, compassion may involve stepping away from the relationship while still wishing them well. This approach allows you to protect your peace without harboring resentment. Compassion transforms relationships, both with yourself and others. When you treat yourself kindly, you naturally extend that warmth to the people around you. This creates a ripple effect, fostering deeper connections and more harmonious interactions. Compassionate living also reduces stress, as it shifts your focus from anger and judgment to understanding and healing. Let this lesson guide you. Forgiveness and kindness are not signs of weakness. They are acts of courage and strength. By practicing compassion, you free yourself from the grip of resentment and self-criticism, creating space for emotional healing and inner peace. Remember, compassion isn't just something you do for others, it's a gift you give yourself. In the end, compassion reminds us of our shared humanity. We are all navigating life's challenges, doing the best we can with what we know. By embracing compassion, you contribute to a more peaceful, understanding world, while nurturing your own emotional well-being. Let kindness be your anchor, guiding you toward a life of love, resilience, and serenity. Letting go is a journey, and these Buddhist lessons are just the beginning. By embracing acceptance, detachment, and compassion, you can release stress and create a life filled with clarity and peace. Remember, transformation happens one mindful step at a time. If these lessons resonated with you, share your thoughts in the comments. What's one thing you're ready to let go of today? Let us know. Your insight might inspire someone else on their journey. Don't forget to like this video, share it with someone who could use a little peace, and subscribe to the channel for more transformative wisdom. Until next time, stay mindful and stay strong.